Fala galerinha, aqui quem fala com vocês é seu amigo piloto Juba Nerd. Galera, é o seguinte, vamos dar continuidade aqui no modo campanha de Ace Combat 7. Esse jogaço, galera, que além de ser difícil, tipo assim, eu curto muito. Logo eu vou começar com multijogador. Ainda não joguei ainda no multijogador, mas vamos lá, galera, sem perder tempo, vamos na campanha e vamos aqui continuar, galera. Então você que estiver chegando agora, fazendo um grande favor, se puder estar deixando o joinha, taca o dedo no joinha, fazendo favor para ajudar o Juba. Se você não for inscrito, eu te convido de coração a estar se inscrevendo e vir fazer parte da nossa família. Beleza, meus amigos? Vamos lá, vamos tocar em frente aqui então. Galera, os gráficos são assim, olha...
The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of ocean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usha, has been seized by the Erusian Army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usha, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Ocean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news.
O país está oficialmente em guerra, então.
Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Ocean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usha was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oceans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usha, paid for by the Oceans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
I'm Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Arusia. Today, Ocean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
Missão 2, Charge the Enemy. Sei lá o que significa. Uma coisa inimiga. Não, os gráficos
Erusia has made a
assim.
declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yusian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Vamos ver essa árvore aqui, se dá pra gente melhorar alguma coisa. Eu tenho 50 mil. A gente vai ter que fazer essa missão mesmo para adquirir mais, chegar em uns 100 mil pontos. O que eu estou usando mesmo. E vão pro céu, já acabou uma configuração. Você viu que é detalhe pra caramba, galera. Mas isso daí eu acredito que seja só no começo, que a gente tá pegando, tá adquirindo pontos. Então é só a segunda missão. A gente tem um modo multiplayer também, que eu tô louco pra jogar o modo multiplayer, porque daí não é campanha, daí não sei quantos pra cada lado que é, mas é no céu daí, mano. Começou. Essa é a câmera aqui que eu gosto de jogar, galera. Tem outras câmeras, mas essa daqui eu acho a melhor para jogo de voo. E agora o bicho tá pegando, galera. Agora começou, vamos lá.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close. Yep.
Ó, tem outras câmeras, ó, dá pra usar. Eu prefiro essa. Ó, vou deixar essas aqui, vou pra lá.
The enemy has a lock on you, H2. The enemy's barely resisting. This is easy money, so grab it while you can. Locked. H2, missile launch.
Beleza.
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
Beleza, vamos no chão aqui. Eu vou lá pro lado deles. Nossa, lá o bicho tá pegando. Os drones.
Where are the damn interceptors?
Locked on.
Oh yeah, bullseye! I got him, he's mine! Punched him.
Bati! Nossa, tá voando muito abaixo do solo, mano. O meu último checkpoint onde foi?
Current target is
Foi
on
no
rails,
começo.
but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Devagar, você viu só, cara? Eu fui voei baixo ali.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there!
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Sterling, being attacked by enemy aircraft. We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility. Target has been destroyed.
Beleza.
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
Eu vou abaixo aqui, ó. Eu já vou pegar. Olha ele vindo aqui, ó.
Airbase hasn't got any fighters.
Já vai entrar no meu raio aqui, eu já vou disparar. O 2. Beleza. Agora, veio 2, agora sim. Agora a gente já pegou um pouco mais a manha. Vou voar mais alto.
Guns aimed right at us. The enemy's barely resisting. This is easy money, so grab it while you can. Locked. It's chow time.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there. Protect the radar vehicle. My wings are iced up.
Oh,
Where's our support? Get the fighters so the whole base is gone.
calma.
Ground target destroyed.
E agora, daí eu botei ele no meu radar. 200% no meu radar.
anti-air weaponry in place yet. We can't put up a decent fight.
Beleza. Vamos bem baixo, assim, ó.
Shit, where are the damn interceptors?
That's two.
Missile inbound. Evade.
Tapei do míssil, hein, cara.
Caution. Pull up. Missile.
É o uso do chão, cara. Tá mais frio. Tá mais frio.
Locked.
Isso. Vou subir.
Mage 1 launching missile.
Tem um outro aqui pra nós ir.
Mage 2, break that lock.
Vou subir mais.
Mage 2, seriously go down?
Nossa, galera, que vacilada. Eu preciso treinar, fazia muito tempo. Segunda vez aí, puta, essa missão foi foda.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. Intercept! Fire the AA! Flee our vehicle out of there!
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. The radar vehicles are under fire! Can we move them?
É, galera, a gente vai fazer o seguinte, ó. Vocês viram que aqui tem que ter treinamento. Eu não quero fazer umas gameplay muito compridas desse jogo. Então a gente vai encerrar essa gameplay por aqui para não ficar muito comprida. E na próxima vez que a gente voltar a trazer o detonado daí, eu espero já estar um pouco mais bem treinado para essa missão, porque vocês viram que tem alvos no chão, tem alvos, sabe, tem múltiplos alvos. Isso daí é bem difícil. Então, muito obrigado a você que ficou comigo até agora aí. Vocês viram aí que o jogo é porreta de difícil, mas valeu pela força aí, obrigado pelo joinha também, obrigado por quem se inscreveu. Isso daí ajuda pra caramba a gente, de coração mesmo. E a gente se encontra na próxima gameplay, beleza, meus amigos? Beijo no coração, fica todo mundo com Deus e até o próximo vídeo, galera.